So thank you for joining us today. This is John Epstein from John's Automotive Care. I am the chair of the ASC Educational Foundation. We're going to talk today about vehicle donation program, where the funds go, scholarships, things like that.
And hello, thanks for again joining us. I'm Dave Kusa. John didn't mention it, but he is the chair of the foundation of the Board of Trustees. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees. And yeah, we're going to talk about some donation process for ASCEF and how to take care of a vehicle at your shop and get it donated. So a little bit about ASCEF, turn cars into scholarships. A couple decades now, we've been working with through the foundation to get rid of unwanted cars for customers or family, friends, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter where it comes from, to create scholarships for students to get assistance in training in the aftermarket, so that we would potentially have some technicians to hire in the future. So list of scholarships here. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. You can pause and read through these on the scholarships as you see fit. But these are just a number of the scholarships that we have to supply scholarships to students. Board of Trustees, of course, John introduced himself. I introduced myself. Rhonda Young is our secretary. Angie Roberts, who's on tonight as well. Thanks for being here, Angie. Is our foundation treasurer, and then Mike De La Cruz, Rory, Jeannie, Luke, and Rachel are trustees. And I think many of us know many of them. So just thanking them in absentia for being part of our board of trustees and helping run this show. Jen, you want to talk about this one?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we do a lot of things besides just provide scholarships and things like that. For the last few years, we've been participating in Skills USA. We've been administering parts of the competition, providing judges and things like that. This year, we've actually expanded our role, and we're going to actually, I think, pretty much we've created a whole larger wing of the competition. So it's going to be kind of exciting to see all the students and all the people from ASCCA out there. A lot of us are members of advisory boards for colleges and high schools and things like that. And it's a really important part of the whole process, because most of the people on the advisory boards are the dealerships. It's Ford, Chevy, Mercedes, Honda, and they go out and they get the kids to come into their programs. And so when we join the advisory boards, we can work on how the kids actually get trained, and then we can also introduce them to the independent side. We're part of the CAT conference, California Automotive Teachers. We work with the teachers. Quite a few of them are actually members of ASCCA, and so we get a chance to work with them as well. And then there's career fairs. I know I've attended quite a few career fairs, and I've got one coming up next month. And we just go out and talk about the automotive industry and introduce who we are, what we do to kids. And it could be, I did one last year, and it was in elementary school. And it was kind of cool to see the kids that, they came out, and, some of the questions they had some pretty funny questions, but, some of them were like, oh, my mom works for, Hyundai, and, she does this and that. And so it's kind of cool to start talking to the kids at this, it seems like it's kind of early on, but if they can build a love for cars, once they get the love, it generally sticks with them. So.
Yeah, hard to once they're in, they're in.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Go ahead, John, with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So since 1998, we've awarded over $260,000 worth of scholarships to over 400 students. And as our foundation grows, we're able to give out, more scholarships, bigger scholarships, and share with more people. I think last year we gave out more money than we ever had. So last year we gave away $26,500. We gave out quite a few $1,000 scholarships, and it's exciting when we have to go through the process of picking the scholarship winners, and we have a large list of people to choose from. I remember many years back, some of the first few years, we actually struggled with having enough people that were qualified to actually get scholarships. And I think the last 5 years we have not had that problem. We've had an abundance of people that have actually applied for the scholarships. So, we're hoping to, maybe double this, what we're doing within the next 10 years instead of, waiting 20 years like we did the last time. So I'm really excited to see where we're going.
So scholarship winners, just that John already talked about this, last year with 26 scholarships, $26,500 that were awarded. And yeah, we had a great selection of applications. Wish we could give one to everybody, but yeah, some, going through the application process is definitely a lot of fun, and we get a lot of help with that and get to read about how these kids are growing and working and learning and how enthusiastic they are to be coming into our industry. So,
Yeah, actually, hang on one sec, Dave. Go back one
yep.
slide. So on the top left, there's a picture of me with the students. He's actually, we had him at our chapter meeting to give him he'd already gotten a scholarship. We wanted to give him a certificate. So we invited him out. He brought his entire family, his mom, his dad, his sister, his brother. They all came out. And we presented the award to him, and he's actually working in one of the shops in our chapter. So it's really exciting to, when you see somebody that excited about it, and then you actually see them come into, they're in our industry, they're in a shop that I know, and I see him all the time, and it's really cool getting to talk to him. So
So it worked.
absolutely.
Yeah. So our goal this year is $65,000 in donations. Thus far, we've had 9 cars donated for just over $8,500, and Gilbert, who's with us tonight as well, is working on a donation. So this is some information on how to do it, which we'll get to a little bit later. So building a lasting legacy, creating a fund. I know John has a fund personally through his company. We have other shops that have scholarship funds. They're growing. Other luminaries in the industry. There's chapter funds. Some funds for those that have left before us to honor them. So a bunch of ways that if you want to and are able to build this legacy to go forward and keep a scholarship fund rolling. Um, excuse me. So this slide's a little bit older, but here's a slide from last year that the companies that donated a number of cars. So mostly ASCCA members. We'd like to expand that outside of our family to just keep this growing. So how can you help, right? This in our industry, not just shop owners, but anybody in our industry can help by promoting the program. Write a check to ASCEF. We can take those monetary donations outside of vehicle donations. Each scholarship is fully funded at 10,000 and allows us to give at least one $500 scholarship. Out of the proceeds of 10,000 is there forever. We don't touch that balance. So once it's established, we have a great investment program that generates the income so that we can not touch those $10,000 scholarships, and except for what the scholarship earns. Promote the scholarships at the high schools. If you're in a high school advisory board, post-secondary advisory board, definitely promote the scholarship. It's open to all of those students, and of course, you can always join us on the board of trustees. There's always room to bring people in. We are fortunate to have a fairly diverse group right now in the industry, but always looking to spread, to make more diverse, right? The more access to different areas in our industry and beyond that can help promote ASCEF. This will be a little bit more, but yeah, this is just some of the contact information on who to contact if you need some help with anything. And I'm going to stop sharing here and get more into the process of how to donate the car.
And kind of one more thing too for all of our partners. We'd really love to have some of our partners step in and create some scholarship funds. Balin from ESI he's the only partner that we have currently that has started a scholarship fund, and so there's lots of opportunities for our partners to step in and actually create a fund and make a difference on this side of the industry. So
All right. So talked about this a little bit. Why do this, right? So you add value to your shop by be helping the community with your customers, donating those cars. You're getting those. What am I gonna do with this car? They say. So we can help with that. It's tax deductible for them, and also creates that scholarship, supports the education. So you got that broken car, right? You call us, not us, but we'll get to that. They tow it, we tow it, we donate it, and then the money comes to the foundation. So we can take any type of car or light truck anywhere in the continental United States. It's not strictly to California, just certain areas of California. So you hear about something or find somebody out there that needs to get rid of some cars, call the phone number. We can help.
We'll
Um,
take it.
yeah, right. Boats, RVs, motorcycles, large trucks. Sometimes they can be donated, sometimes they can't. It depends, and that's a case by case. Condition, location, matter. So this would be where you would have to call in, let them know what the situation is. I've had a couple people that had RVs that had been sitting around for a long time, and had to send some pictures in, and they took them. It was a while, but
Yeah.
it wasn't in condition to sell, but it was in condition to be at auction. So and then we had a couple years back, we had a fleet of larger industrial type trucks that were not serviceable for that company anymore, and we're able to donate them through the foundation and brought in a substantial amount of money. So
Yep.
don't just because it's there, don't think it's not going to be donatable. We can find out, and John or I can definitely help pave that way.
Yep.
So so John and I have laughed about this one over the years that
Yeah.
so this is some of the frustrations or what we hear from shops that are concerned about doing this, that it's like my customer think I'm trying to steal their vehicle, and I hear that, we hear that a lot. I've over the years have donated probably 50 vehicles through my shop. I know John's at least that, and
Yeah.
never ever had one person expressed that concern. They were
Nope.
completely relieved that they had an option to do with the car, because it's generally speaking, it's a car that's used up, engine's blown up, transmission doesn't work. It's something that is it's extraordinarily expensive to fix, and they can't or don't want to. But then it's like, what do I do with this car, right? So there's your option. Um, Used to be an issue. Right now, and this is a little bit on how long it takes regionally, but I'm in the San Jose area, and if it's more than a day, I'm surprised before I get a phone call to arrange for the pickup at my shop. Every now and again, it takes a couple of days, and I know in other areas of the state, more rural areas, it might take a little bit longer, but a few days tops is where we are with it now. So that's been
Yep.
working out well. Um, We've worked with our cars for our well, the Cars4Careers people, that so that we have 3 dedicated phone agents now that are completely familiar with our process. So this again, it's 10 minutes tops. For me, it's been probably 5 minutes. John, well, how about for you?
Yeah. We actually did a video of us calling in and donating a vehicle, and it was like a 7-minute video, and it covered from time we called to the time that we hung up the phone. And I actually had I gave paperwork to one of my service advisors that knew nothing about the program. I said, "Here, donate this vehicle," and he looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, "No, just call this number, donate the vehicle." And it was 10. Yeah, it was like 10 minutes, I think. And he's like, "Oh, that's pretty simple." So yeah, we've worked really hard to get the process as easy as possible, because we know that it can be frustrating sometimes when you're trying to do good and the person on the other end of the line isn't cooperating as you see. And it does get a little frustrated, so we try to make it as easy as possible for the donation process. So, and I actually do have one more thing to number one there. um, if you approach it with your customers the right way, we never just say your car's a piece of junk, you need to donate it, and I'm going to take it and you can donate it to my whatever. It's, you have the discussion, they don't want to fix the car, well, what do I do with it? well, we always say you can sell it, you can trade it in, and you can donate it. And if you want to donate it, I can help you with that process. And your customers are like, oh, really? I just bring you my pink slip and yep, you bring me your pink slip. That's as easy as it is. And I had a lady actually break down crying one day because she was so excited that she did not have to deal with getting rid of her car. She was like, I was afraid that I was going to have to try and sell it, and somebody was going to. She actually said this. She said that, and somebody was going to come and try to kill me. And I was like, okay, that's something that I wouldn't have thought, but this was actually one of my customers. This was her thought process. A little extreme, but you kind of get the hint on that.
Yeah,
I
and in
think,
my experience the same way, right?
yeah,
It's always been thank you. That what a
thank,
relief. This is
yeah,
so helpful, right? That
yep,
and I approach it the same way, and we encourage everybody to approach it the same way John just described.
yeah,
If you're not going to fix the car, what are you going to do with it? What's going to happen to the car?
yep,
And sometimes they have plans, right? It's I'm going to take it home, or they have another organization that they work with, and that's fine too. But
yep.
if the opportunity presents itself, which it for me, a bunch of times, um, we offer that as a solution. Gilbert, yeah, go ahead, Gilbert, to get your hand up.
Real quick, I can attest to the difference between in the past and then compared to today's phone call. It was a night and day difference. The person that answered the phone was a sweetheart. They were genuinely happy to talk to you, and you can tell they weren't reading from a script. So that was it. Again, it was a night and day difference. So yeah, the process is a lot easier now.
Thank you, Gilbert. So some of the benefits. Why don't you go and take this one, John?
Yeah, easy, painless way to get rid of a car. It's a benefit for the shop because if the customer can't decide what they want to do, you know, for our customers, we generally will give them a day or two to figure out what they want to do, so they're not towing it 5 different places. And then that turns into a week and then 2 weeks. And, it kind of, plugs up the parking lot. So, super easy process, painless way to get rid of a car. And it's for the customer and for the shop. So, supporting our industry, we're all struggling with quality people. We're struggling with, technicians that are that are good, that are working hard. I mean, everybody in my chapter needs one or two technicians, most of the time. So this helps to bring those people into our industry so we can work with them and get them trained up. Clear your lot of stored vehicles. That's kind of self-explanatory. If you've got vehicles that are just sitting there, you've lien sailed them, you don't know what to do with them, donate them, get them off the lot, get them out of your hair and working for you by creating technicians to come into the industry.
Yeah, and open up your lot, right? Get that vehicle out
Yeah,
of there. Yeah, I mean, I know
yeah,
so many people that have, cars that have just been sitting and basically just, returning to the earth. And can't find the donor won't call back. It's been years and years, and yeah, just lien sale it, get rid of it, right? And then get that parking spot back, get that eyesore out of your lot.
yeah, yeah. The customer gets the tax benefit. The customer gets that feeling of hey, I've helped out. You know, I've helped out my shop that I've been going to for years. I've helped out a student, that's trying to, start a new career. So there's lots of feel good stuff that comes with it as well. But yeah, the tax benefit's a good one too. Then your customer does not have to deal with getting rid of the vehicle, and you are the hero. Really,
Right?
at the end of the day, I can't stress that enough. How many times that my customers have just been so thankful that they did not have to deal with it. They were irritated that they had to go find the pink slip, much less try to find someone to buy it or whatever. Most people don't even know what to do with a vehicle. you know if it was a newer vehicle, they'd go trade it in, but if it doesn't run, now what? So absolutely, you are the hero when you help them with that. So
Yeah, and this process is usually stems from a painful phone call, right? Of
yes,
hundred or tens of thousands or just thousands and thousands of dollars that need to be spent on the car, and their heart's broken, right? I mean, we all
yeah,
seen, we know how attached people get to their cars, right? And then all of a sudden you can provide a solution and turn that train around for them.
yep,
So yeah, so here we go, right? ASCEF is gonna provide free towing, I think it says, because it's behind my little tab on my
Free timely pickup.
free timely pickup. Thank you.
Yep.
And prepare the documents, coordinate the sale, send the tax deductible documentation to all parties, the customer basically. Provide the customer with a simple way to donate quickly, safely unwanted vehicles. The safety part, right? John's customer was worried about her safety. Well, this, here you go, right?
Yeah.
Getting satisfaction that you're helping. They know they're helping a student pursue his or her career, and you're adding value. You really are adding value to your shop, right? This is a service that most shops don't even consider, let alone provide. And then you're also supporting, our industry. Our nonprofit of your industry here. And then, the client's going to get the documentation. It's easy to do and it's stress-free, right? It really is easy for that process. So all they do is sign over the car. Biggest thing they need to do, and we'll get to this a little bit, is clean out the car, right? But phone number there on the bottom. That's how you would start the donation process, and that'll show up again. So how do you do it? So you need the title, right? And properly signed, no lien holder. Is the ideal way. When you call, have the VIN code, the license plate number, and the mileage with you. Have the customer's contact information, so name, address, phone number, email, and then call this number, right? And once you gather everything together, what if the title's lost or it has a lien holder on it? Well, it's okay, especially if it's lost, right? A lot of times people can't find their title. Is a simple process. You call in, say, hey, they lost their title. They'll let you know what needs to be done. If there's still a lien holder on the title, generally they can provide a solution. Depends on what if the vehicle is fully paid for, right? There's nothing owed on the vehicle, and they just never release the lien. Then generally they can get that taken care of. If it's a vehicle that still is owed money, you need to tell them to tow it home, because you're not going to be able to donate it. Because if there's truly a person that has a lien on the vehicle, they have to deal with that lien holder. But that's really the only time it's a big sticky one. I've never run into it because it's usually older vehicles, right? I mean, if it's a 4 or 5 year old vehicle that's getting donated, well, they might still owe on it. So just ask that question. So yeah, you'll talk to the phone agent. They're going to they know this now that we're a repair shop. So really, I didn't update this slide. Really, it's like, so if your customer is calling, they really need to say, hey, hi, I'm the vehicle owner, right? Because they expect it to be a repair shop now. So yeah, I'll have to update that slide for the next one, John.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask a serious question about the car, the condition, the color, the title, that kind of thing. Give them your phone number, right, as the contact for pickup, not the customer's number, because if they call the customer for pickup and the car's at your shop, now it gets confusing. So you want the contact number for pickup to be your phone number at the shop. And then sit back and wait for the tow company to give you a call. They'll call. They'll make sure that let you know when they're going to be there. Make sure that there's no fees owed, and then they'll come pick the vehicle up. Most important part: release of liability. Usually this is attached to the title, or they can fill it out online. You want to make sure. So what's going to happen is the vehicle is going to go to auction. Someone will buy the vehicle. Sometimes they get back on the road, and the last thing you want is someone to get that vehicle, get it back on the road, and then if something comes back to the customer, right? If they do the release of liability and walk them through it, tell them how to do it, and that won't happen. Most of the cars don't end up back on the road, so it's not an issue, right? Usually they're far enough gone that they don't, but occasionally they do. So this is important that this gets done. Charitable Adult Rides is the buyer on the release. Here's the address for that on the lien release. And then have the customer clear all their personal belongings from the car. If they have personalized license plates, they can take them. If they're just regular license plate, they need to leave them on the car. But a lot of people have stuff in their car with their personal identification on there, name, address, whatever it might be. I actually had one that had one of my invoices in the glove box that we didn't take out, and the person that got the car called me and said, "Hey, what's wrong with this car?"
Is it under warranty?
Right. So yeah, so you want to make sure that all that stuff is out of there. Anything that's got any personal information, including the registration, right?
Yeah.
You want to protect everybody's identity. So here's a copy of a California title, the pink slip, as it were. So if there's one owner or two owners with "or" between the name, then only one owner needs to sign on this section here. A1, date and sign, and date and sign. Don't sign down here. It gets a little sticky. So just here and here. If it's Bob and Joanne Smith, then they both need to sign it, which is fine. But they would sign here on A and B, and then here, and then date and sign here, right? So one owner or between the names, one person. If it's and between the names, both people need to sign it.
Yeah.
And then sorry, got ahead of myself. So that's there it is. And never sign on line 2. Don't sign the bottom. That's what this is for, is if there's a lien stamp here on the vehicle for a lien holder, when the lien is released, they would sign here to release the lien. Generally, once the lien is released, they resend a pink slip that looks like this with no information down here. But sometimes there'll be a lien holder and it'll be signed. If there's a lien holder and it's signed, no lien, it's golden. Yeah, okay, I just said that.
Yep.
Yeah, so contact information, there's the phone number, the website. If it's a customer that has the car at home and they want to donate it, send them to the website, and they'll get all the information in the website. If you can't remember the phone number, go to the website and get all the information there. And let me stop share. So that's the presentations. Anything else to add, John?
No, I don't think so. It's just we've tried to make it as easy as possible. Yeah, Dave and I are both happy to come out to chapters and talk about the process of the actual asking the customer for the donations. Unless you think about, until you start thinking about it, it may be a little confusing on how to approach that. So, the way we do it, it's pretty much bulletproof. Like Dave said, he's never had anybody really think twice about donating to him. Same with us. All we get is positive feedback on it. Even people that don't donate their vehicles with us, we get that positive feedback, like, "Oh, that's great that you offer that service," and that sort of thing. So it's just just get out there and offer it. It's one more value that you can offer your customers at the end of the day.
Well, good. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Again, you need more information, the website, call us. If there's ever an issue, you're in the Southern California area, reach out to John. Northern California, reach out to me, and we can help pave that way. Very important. We're very happy to be part of this, and thank all that have donated in the past, and look forward to receiving some more donations from others in the future.
Thanks, everybody.